Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Journey. Today we're going to check out these incubators. You can see I'm pulling them down the hill. This is my trusty, dusty, all too rusty wagon. If you got any questions about how to redo the tires and things like that on this, on the wagon, then check out this link up here. But in the meantime, let's get with these incubators. I purchased 4 of these on Facebook. These are Nurture Right, or not on Facebook, but Marketplace. Nurture Right 360s. They had 4 of them for sale. They also had these 2 brooder boxes, which I really didn't need, but they wanted to sell it all as a group, so I got them. I'll definitely use them, try them out, see how they work. And then they got all these watering cans, food dishes, things like that for chickens and other animals at the same time. So I'll probably put them all to good use. But I got a pretty good deal on these. They decided they want to get out of the chicken business. They are Itsy Bitsy Farm. It's Madeline Kelly and her husband are working this farm, and a lot of them are rescue animals. They were doing chickens this past year, brooding out chickens, but they decided they want to get out of that. But go check out their page. You could probably help them out. I'm not sure if they do donations, but I've heard from talking to Madeline that they do actually have people, and her husband, of course, they do have people that come out all the time to help them out. And if you wanted to, you could. They live here in East Tennessee, and you just have to contact them on their page and hopefully set something up. But in the meantime, these Nurture Right 360, I never even plugged them in. I don't know anything. All I know is that these were very nice people, and I trust that they were giving me a good product. But that doesn't mean that there aren't any problems with them. There could be. I just have to check them out. So let's go one by one and go through here. First thing I'm going to do, though, is let me take some tape, and I'm going to label these because they're all the same. So label these real quick so that I know which ones I'm working on and what problems I have with each one, if there are any. So I'll go ahead and tape this up. All right, so label them 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully you can see that. I wrote them upside down, so hopefully they're right. Before we do anything here, I want to test out each one of these adapters. So just checking for frayed cores and things like that first. Don't want anything frying me or shocking me whenever I plug it in. It actually has a light on it. If you can see this, it has a light on it there. I'm going to trust that that's probably okay. Again, these are trusting people. So I'm going to go ahead and say that one is good. Go ahead and plug in each one of these real quick. Now, if I don't get a light or something like that on one of these, then I'll check it out further. But I think I'm probably going to trust that they're working as long as I get a light. And got a light. So all of them have lights. So we'll start with 1. Check this. Thought I felt a fray in the cord, but no, it's just dirty. I do need to clean them up. So what I've done is these actually have 2 plugs, two places to plug them in. Let me flip this one around so you can see it. 2 places to plug it in, and one of those places, there we go, one of those places says egg turner, and the other one is for your AC power, or your power supply, according to what it says. So I actually have the egg turners disconnected at the moment, because if there is any issues, at least the egg turner hopefully will be saved. With this power supply, if there is any issues with the power supply, hopefully it'll save the egg turner or the motor for it, and it won't be an issue. So go ahead and turn this off, and I'm just going to go through and check 1 plug with each one of these real quick just to see if they turn on. And that one does turn on. That one turns on, but it sounds rough. That one turns on. And that one turns on, but it's the one that sounded the best. But sound doesn't really matter that much. So they all do turn on. So now the question is, are there any differences with them? So let's check each one of these other power supplies, make sure that they are turning on like they're supposed to. And we're doing them one at a time. Now, one thing I did notice is between 4 and 3 is I'm hearing a fan with 3, but I'm not hearing anything on 4. So I need to take note of that. And there's the same thing. It powers up, but I'm not hearing any kind of fan. So that could be a problem. And number 1, I do hear a fan. So currently, I think I got an issue with 2 and 4 as far as fans go. So yeah, maybe we should address that first. All right, let's turn them all off. And these two, let's see if I can't figure out what's going on with the plug. I mean, not about the plug, but the fan. So here's our fan, right here on the bottom. Let's see if I can find something to do this with. So the very first thing we should do is try to turn it, see if it's stuck for some reason, see if something's in the way. And it is turning, but that's pretty crunchy. I don't know what's going on with that. Looks like there's 2 Phillips screws to take that off. And I'm actually going to zoom in a little so you can see this. All right, so you can see here, just 2 screws. And this should be just for the cover for the fan. Now, I kind of expected something like this because you think about it, you got water in these things, and it's heated up for a long time. So there's always the chance that evaporation, things are evaporating up into the components. And so we just pulled the fan up. Looks like there is a clip right here. Just being difficult. Could be part of the reason why it's stuck in the first place. There we go. Just always have to be careful because I don't want to damage it. See, there's a little bit of, looks like just dirt. But there you can see that's extra crunchy. I'm not sure if we can take this apart. It's not going to really matter. I actually do have other fans that may or may not work in its place. But let's try to get this one fixed first. Heck, just messing with it right there, it's a lot less crunchy. You can see a whole bunch of stuff coming out of it. Question is it the fan or is it something else? This is unit number 1, and we take the fan out of it, we place this fan into it. This is the fan from unit number 2, and let's plug it in and see what happens. And it looks like we have an issue with the fan. This fan is not coming on. But if we take the other one, put it back in, let's see what happens. There it goes. Took a second to come on though. Not sure what was going on with that. Turn it off. Yeah, there it goes. So maybe it just doesn't really like running in that position. But anyway, yeah, we know that this fan works. Go back to the other fan, and it does not. All right, sorry about the switch up. Got another camera, trying it out. I think it works pretty good, but it's been a few weeks since we've done this. What I came down to is that I had some fans that were bad. Went online, tried to find fans that matched them exactly. And here's the thing, you cannot find fans that match these exactly. I looked and looked and looked, and I could find things that were really close, but I didn't want to take the chance that plugging them in here would overpower something in here and cause it to short something or get it too hot or anything like that. So instead, I contacted the company, and the company itself came back to me and said that, and it was a few days or whatever, they came back to me and said that if I sent them $8 check or money order for each fan that I needed, then they would mail it to me. And about 2 weeks later, after I mailed it anyway, here they came. So these are what they sent me. Open it up, they're exactly the same fan. Here's the problem I had with that though. When I was looking around and I found fans that were close, I did find that they had fans that were close, they weren't exact. Or maybe they were exact, I don't remember exactly. But they were more expensive for one. But they were fans that they were considered waterproof, or at least water resistant. And these things, being in an environment that they are, where there's going to be water in here and it's constantly heating it and circulating it around, these are doomed to fail. These are exact same ones. They're going to have the same problem as the other one. And as I know, at least one of these, well, actually, I think it was one of them was new. No, one of them was used and the other ones were new, and she only had them for about a year, which meant that at least 3 of these should have been good. But within a year, of course, at least one of them went bad, because I've got 2 that are bad. You'd think the oldest one went bad and then whatever, but yeah, so that's what we're looking at. Granted, $8 a piece, but still, there should be a better fix than this. Should be able to get the waterproof or water resistant one that shouldn't get eaten up, because this thing, like I said, I mean, you saw the pictures, it's horrible inside. It just completely stove up, and it should spin freely like this. It shouldn't have any issues. So anyway, though, I got the fans. They just need to be put in, because I couldn't do any further testing with the fans the way they were, because obviously to have fans that don't work, it's not going to circulate the air through there. Therefore, the temperature and stuff is not going to be consistent like it should be. And I just didn't even want to try it. So went ahead and ordered the fans. Go ahead and put these in real quick. And I don't remember exactly which one I had the problem with to begin with, because I did switch these fans around a bit. It's a little bit of press to get this in here. So, since I did play switcheroo with this and switch things around, we knew it was the fan was the problem. So now we're going to have new fans in all these, well, in the ones that I've replaced. Only issue I'm going to have is that this one, number 3, it still sounds loud. Where the rest of these shouldn't sound loud at all. But that one definitely still sounds loud. And it's gonna. I mean, it's got a fan that's going bad. So I really should have ordered more fans than just the 2. But I was just trying to get these things running, and I'll deal with that issue later. Maybe the company will see this and inform me that they have a better option. Although I don't think that's going to happen. To me, I mean, I would make that a mandatory fix, because there's no reason why you should have to, after a year, go and buy new fans for this to just to cover the fact that they got inferior parts. Because the difference in price, if I remember right, I mean, it's been a while, but if I remember right, that should have only been a matter of maybe double the $8, so around $16 or something. But they can get them at much cheaper cost than that, I know. So anyway, let's see how this one does here. I can feel the fan in there. It's working like it should. Nice and quiet. And granted, the beep sounds horrible, but what are you going to do? So I got to fix this one real quick, and I'll get right back to you. It's up and running, and I can hear the fan going, so it should be good. And I've already checked these other ones to make sure that they are the way they should be. So now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty on this. The next thing I need to do is actually check and see that the thermometer on it is actually working like it should. Because of course, this thing gets up to a certain temperature, its set temperature, it should turn off and then drop down just a little bit, and as it cools off, it comes back on and basically stay within a specific temperature range. We need to make sure that's happening. I'm only going to do 2 of these at the same time, and that's only because my thermometer that I have, it only has enough thermometers, I guess you'd say, to go for 2 of them. I mean, I do have 3, but I can't find the third one, and it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't get the last one anyway. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 and 2. So what this is just an indoor-outdoor thermometer. It's wireless. It also does humidity. And I'm going to just put these inside it, and I'm going to test the humidity for each of these. And I'm going to do them 2 at a time. So we'll just have to go. I'm not going to let it run forever. I figure maybe about 2-3 hours at the most, because it's really not going to make too much of a difference. The only thing that will matter is the fact that it is cold out here in my shop, and these things, there's no insulation. I mean, I've seen people actually go and crochet little koozies or things or what to go around them to be able to keep it warmer, and that's probably going to be good for energy efficiency and also to make sure that the eggs themselves or make sure that they stay the temperature they need to be. But that I can do later. Right now, we just need to make sure that things are actually working like they should be. So we're going to start with 1 and 2, and then we're going to go 3 and 4 afterwards. So normally I keep one of these outside my house and one of these inside my well house. That way I can see the temperature outside, and then I can see the temperature inside my well house to make sure that my pipes are not going to freeze. Because I have a heater out there, but I only turn it on when it gets cold enough. So we're going to put this one that says 1 on it inside the incubator labeled 1. And then this one here says 2. And we're going to go ahead and put it in number 2. And just for the heck of it, I'm actually going to put this off center. Same thing over here. And we're going to let it run and let that turn as it goes, because that'll be a good test for the turner, the egg turner as well. And that way we're kind of testing both things. Plus it'll also be getting readings all the way around as it goes. Maybe it'll be better, maybe it won't, not really sure. So we'll plug in our egg turners. Got too many of these things here. All right. And then we'll plug in these. I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but we'll be able to see it later. And I'm going to go ahead and fill these full of water. I'm actually going to fill both sides of it just to see what I get. Well, actually, we'll give it a minute, because right now it's reading 33% humidity. And we need to make sure that that's not the case. Right now one says 84% and one says 81%, according to this. Also says 45 degrees and 44 degrees. Already I see a discrepancy because these say 60 and 58. Although it does take a minute to read it and then transmit it to this. So we'll just wait and see. Hopefully, because that kind of scares me, hopefully that changes. Let's see if we're set to I'm going to put it halfway open. See if that doesn't change anything. While we're waiting on this, I'm going to go ahead and get some water. That way we can fill these up and see if we don't get any changes. We'll come back in a few hours. Temperature should have stabilized by then, and humidity should have also. We'll see what happens. All right, so my test didn't really work all that well, and I'll tell you why. I turned these on, let them go. Temperature in here, yesterday it was 42. Right now you see it's 43. This is the next day. And thing is, they couldn't get up to temperature. It's just too cold in here. This is supposed to be used indoors, so this one I believe was getting up to like 90. I think it was 94. It was 92 and a half and 94, something like that. It wouldn't go any higher, so it would start to alarm, which I think it does after about an hour or so of not being able to reach the temperature. And I hit the menu button, kind of reset it or whatever. Came back like an hour later, same thing. And one thing I did change is I did close these to where it was just a little tiny bit open on each of them. And the reason why I did that is so it would help contain it, so it wouldn't blow the air out, the moisture out. And the one thing I did see though is that both of these said 33%. So if you look right here, I mean, this is with them off. This is showing 99 and 96%. And our temperature is 42 and 43 degrees respectively. And they, so this is reading right, but these were not. And I don't know if that's going to change once it's heated up and staying there. So I basically have to pack up all this, move it to my house. That way we got some indoor temperatures to work with and go from there. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, so we got these things plugged in, let them go for a while, and I had to keep adjusting everything. You can see I got this one adjusted to 100.5 and the other one at 101.5, and I was able to get it pretty close, about 99.6 and 100.3, I think. So I could tweak them a little more if I thought I needed to. Then you see number 3 and number 4. These got a lot closer, but again, I was just playing with it, just making sure they could maintain the heat that I needed. And I'm actually going to say that the temperature that I'm getting from my thermometer is obviously more accurate than the ones that are on there. You can see too that the humidity sensors on here, I think they're pretty much just shot, and they're probably junk to begin with. They don't really put much into them, so all you could do is just hope for the best. Most likely what I would do is leave these sensors in there. That way I'd have less eggs, and I'm probably not going to have enough eggs to fill these anyway, but I'd have less eggs in there, but I would have a more accurate way of actually seeing what the proper temperatures and the proper humidity is in there anyway. So I just do that. I just leave them in there. Anyway, what do I think about these things? They should do the job. I don't think that I don't think that they're anything special. Probably get a lot better out there. And I probably paid, if I was only buying these, I probably paid too much for them. But I got all this other stuff too that I can use and I will use, so it works out. Again, I really like the people who I got these from. Seem like really nice people. Friends with them on Facebook. You guys go ahead and check them out. Again, it's Itsy Bitsy Farm, and maybe you can help them out if they need it. Everybody who's taking care of animals, especially if they're taking care of ones that are that other people are giving to them, they can always use help. Heck, I could use help, but help them if you like. Go check out their page. Check out my page too. I'm putting the links down here in the description for my Facebook page again. And again, I'm going to try to keep that going. I didn't do it very good before, but I'll do it better this time. So if you got any questions or whatever, put it in the comments or put it on my Facebook page. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll definitely have more videos out in the near future. So until next time, y'all take care.